welcome or welcome back to Wrong Studios. My name is Ruth, and in this video is kind of be a little bit more bloggy, I guess you could say. But I thought like, oh, why don't we just go back and look at what I did art-wise for 2025, and have you guys come with me to kind of write goals for 2026, like art goals, right? And with that, if you guys haven't read your articles as well, you can go ahead and do them with me as well, and then we can kind of talk about it as well. But yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so we're down here in my office area. So I printed 2026 art goals, I guess, and I had columns for small, medium, and large. So I just made this very quickly in my iPad, but you guys can make it however you want. If you guys want to use something similar, I will have it in my Ko-fi link in the description, and it'll be it's free, so you can just print it like however you want if you want to. But I'm gonna set it up because I do want to decorate it. I had to like dig through my craft area, but I found some Pokemon stickers that I remember buying 5 years ago from the Pokemon Center store in Japan. So I'm gonna use these because sometimes I used to when you collect stickers and you just want to keep them and not use them. So I'm gonna force myself to use them. Yeah. And then I also found some stencils from a long time ago. So as you can see, it's never been open. So I probably had this for like 10 years. So I was like, I'm gonna use it. And then I have some like other stickers that I got from my friend. And then I found this as well. I don't know what it's for, but I think I might just cut some out and just like glue them on there. Oh no, my paper got wet. It's okay. Right. And then I found like a stamp. I don't have a stamp pad. That's the thing. So I don't know how I'm going to use this, but yeah, we'll see. Yeah. And then I got some washi tape from Daiso too. And then I actually have this Final Fantasy 15 tape that I got a long time ago. I don't remember, but I was like, okay, I hasn't been open yet, so I'm gonna use this as well. And then I got this from a long time ago too. I don't know what it is yet. I think it's like a kind of like a sticky, like it peels and stuff like that. But I remember I got it because I thought it looked cool, so I just bought it and I just never used them. So I'm gonna use it to decorate this, right? So yeah, so I'm gonna decorate it first, and then I'm gonna write down my goals. Okay. Okay, so to kind of go over my 2025 in like art years or art term, right? This is actually kind of like the year where I started to take my art more seriously and wanted to like learn about the fundamentals some more, because that was something I was lacking before, and basically take some like classes and like break them down and everything, and just kind of figure out what I kind of like to do, right? I also wanted to like practice more on like illustration, so that like requires like learning about backgrounds and everything as well. So that was one of my goals for 2025, and I wouldn't say I failed or succeeded at it, because I still wanted to do the things that I wanted to do, and I drew a lot of my character from Final Fantasy 14 because like I love drawing her. So that was took up most of my year as well. But it really did help me with like just kind of learning anatomy and everything, just so that I can draw her a lot more. And like she is like one of the characters I just love playing in the game. So of course like I drew a lot of her, and I wanted to draw more of her own like lore as well, but of course I didn't really get to it as much. I do have a lot of it like in my head or like written down of her lore, but yeah, so there was a lot of just like sketching style, or like incomplete like arts of Rion and everything as well. And other than that, I did do a lot of like drawings of my original characters too. Later on, like I do mention it in the video, that wanted to kind of work on a comic, right? Because I had this comic idea for like 2 years, And I was like, okay, you know, maybe it's time I should start working on it. And so I started doing more character designs and character development, I guess you could say, on that. And that's how I got Sage. And she is the one with the white hair, and she has changed a couple times. She has like different iterations, of course. And then I also drew Rowan, who is the guy with the koi fish, which is like one of my actually favorites of the year that I did, because it took me so long, but it was something that I was just like kind of really focused on to complete. And yeah, and then that also like challenged me a lot to kind of figure out different things about that as well. And of course I did my own illustrations as well, and I also delve more into, you know, just posting and stuff on YouTube as well, like, and posting more videos, right? Because at first I was supposed to post it like maybe in the beginning of 2025, but then my first video was actually in like August or something like that, or September, right? And my goal was to post like once a week basically, but of course I had to change that when I got a full-time job. If like you've seen my earlier videos, I talked about like my part-time job before, where like I worked really inconsistent hours, but I did have a lot of time during that time, so I was able to post to YouTube like at least once a week. But now that I have like a full-time job, I kind of, you know, push the schedule a little bit back just to rearrange it to fit my current lifestyle, just to ensure that I don't burn out, right? Yeah, so that was one of the accomplishments I did this year. I'm just gonna keep saying this year, but you guys know it's 2025, so last year or whatever. But yeah, it's just one of the accomplishments I did was actually just to start posting stuff on YouTube, because I kept talking about it to my friends. I was like, oh, I should just do this stuff, right? Yeah, so now I finally did it. And then, and you know, like going to the, like in the coming year too, like just hopefully I can continue just doing that too, because I did find it is very fun in like learning how to edit videos, and all of that stuff is like fun to me as well. And I believe one of my goals for 2026 was to actually learn more about video editing too, because I do want to get better at video editing. So that is one of the things that I have at the top of my mind. So it's something that I can like continue to think about, like, oh yeah, I should do this, right? And of course, one of the other things that I'm kind of pushing myself forward to is actually making like key charms and stickers and stuff like that, and actually opening my own store. So I like post my store link every time, like in a YouTube not comments, the description, right? I finally have it open. I finally have a website for like stuff to put on and everything too, and including that, I also started applying to Artist Alleys. So I've like talked about this so many times, but yes, I have like my very first Artist Alley in like 2 weeks. And have I gotten anything done? Not really. I still have some things I need to finish for it, but like I'm actually kind of excited just to kind of see what happens, right? Because I'm not gonna take it too seriously or have like really high expectations about it. If I can make back my table, great. You know, if I don't, then it's okay, because it's like a learning process, right? So as you can see, I posted some of like my examples, like stickers and like my key charms, and I drew like a random donut just to kind of, I don't know, practice drawing food, because food art is something that I really want to get into too. So maybe that is something that we'll get into in 2026. But yeah, other than that, I feel like I am kind of finding my footing in like, oh, what I like to do, my art style and all that stuff too, and something to kind of like improve on as well. So that's kind of one of the things I wanted to do in 2026 as well, is just to, okay, figure out what I need to improve on, and basically how I can learn more on my own, right? As you will see in my art goals was to get like a mentorship, and like eventually put a portfolio together to bring to someone and be like, hey, what can I improve on, right? And you know, like, I don't really do well with criticism because like every job that I worked at, like, I don't get much criticism from that, just because uh, I'm known to be a really good and reliable worker, right? Because you know, corporate world, they like do yearly evaluations and stuff, and like all my managers always tell me like, oh, you know, you're doing great. I don't know how else to like tell you things, right? But and of course, like, you don't want like anyone to just kind of be like, oh, your art sucks or whatever, right? But at the same time, I'm just like, you know, I do need to find like a mentor. I do need to find someone that can like actually help me improve a bit more, right? Especially if I have a goal to do more of like those full story illustrations, right? With like characters interacting with their backgrounds and their environments and everything like that. So that's kind of what I'm kind of pushing my art towards to, basically. But yeah, so that's kind of the end of my yapping, I guess, like the conversation, my thoughts from 2025. I do think that it is like a good year for me, art-wise. Not sure personally or in my like personal life, but you know, that's like another story. But yeah, art-wise, I think it did go well a little bit, and like I will still kind of continue experimenting and just kind of continue doing what I like to do, right? And yeah, alright then, hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. Okay, so I kind of finished decorating, so I just did whatever with whatever I had. But okay, so let's start with the small goals. So how I kind of define these is just, you can make them however you want, basically, like no matter how small or how big, I guess. This is just to help me, just to like, I guess you say, be more realistic with my goals for this year. Like if it's something small, like okay, maybe it's something I can do in like a day or something like that, right? Or if it's like a medium, like oh, maybe it's something I can do in like 3 months. And then you know, the large one is like, oh, maybe I can do something that might be accomplished at the end of the year, or like might take like 6 months, right? You can go how big or small you want, basically, right? This is yours. But yep, so this kind of helps me categorize it. So like maybe a small goal, I know it's cheating, but you know, like sell at an artist alley, because I am doing one in 2 weeks. So I was like, it's something that I've accomplished, right? So I will accomplish. So let's see, sell at there, sell at an artist alley, right? And then maybe another small one would be, let's see, complete one illustration. Okay, so complete one illustration. Okay, and then another one, because I have this whole decoration, I just kind of write around it. But so let me take off my bracelet, actually. So maybe another one, let's see, would be like I'm gonna post one thing on Instagram, because I don't really post that much on Instagram. So maybe I should make it like a little bit bigger, like oh, maybe post like at least 3 times a month on Instagram, right? All right, and then how about we do an example of a medium goal? Let me put this in this color. So like maybe a medium goal, like I am taking a lot of online art classes, so I could say finish 2 of those, because I am very slow on them. But you know, this will be like something I can do like a little bit better on, because I did try to do more art classes, like online art classes, tutorials. like this last year, I guess now, because it is 2026. So let's see, complete 2 art classes. Yeah, so I would consider that like a medium goal. And then an example of a large goal. So what's one of the large goals I have? I would think, let's see, complete 5 chapters of my, oh no, this blue is dying on my comic. Okay, because I have a comic idea that's been in like production, I guess you could say, for like a long time, for like maybe 2 years now. So I was like, okay, maybe I should finally do my comic that has been like on hold for a while, like just complete 5 for like 2026, right? Just to kind of start it. But yeah, so these are just examples, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just write more, right? Okay, so I finished writing all my goals. You can see, so like the small, medium, and large here. And because I'm a visual person, this is gonna like be hanging up in like my room, so I can see it like every time I wake up or every time I'm in my room. So yeah, so that will kind of help me to see like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to do this for this year, right? Yeah, and I'm not gonna put so much pressure on me. You know, like things happen, and like um it is a day and age, you just kind of have to kind of go with the flow a little bit. Yeah, so I'm not gonna like beat myself over it if I don't complete any of these things, because it's like they're just kind of guidelines for me, and like they could be guidelines for you too, right? But yeah, so um yeah, I think that's it. Hope you guys enjoying seeing all the art I made in 2025, which, you know, a lot of them is just Final Fantasy 14 stuff because I love drawing my character, and you know, and some of it is just like sketches as well. But yeah, and then I hope you guys had a happy and safe holiday, okay? And looking forward to this year for better days ahead, especially live in America. We're looking for better days ahead, right? But yeah, all right then. Stay safe, stay warm wherever you are, or I don't know, stay cool, I guess, if you're like living in a hot area. But yeah, but anyways, like, subscribe if you do like this. Um, yeah, and then tell me, I don't know, tell me what goals you have for this year. Like maybe one goal that you have for this year, right? And like I said, the plain one will be my Ko-fi link. And you just download it and just, you know, or you can just make your own too. But anyways, uh yeah. Now I'm gonna leave because I'm gonna yap. Anyways, bye.